sandpiper, it'll bite you, and their teeth are pretty impressive, but they have no interest in biting people. They're very not aggro.
So that's why he was trying to bite the dog?
Well, the theory was, back in the day, that the shark had become trapped in the surf, and that the ocean had retreated enough that the shark was trapped in that area. Mm-hmm. And that the shark was going after the dog because it was hungry, and Van Zandt got in the way.
Mm-hmm. And that shark decided that day was the only day it was going to eat the human.
We'll talk more about this at the end. I, A, don't think it was a sandpiper shark. And B, I'm pretty darn sure that shark was not going for that dog.
I mean, I wouldn't think so either, because from what you're telling me and what I'm hearing is this shark is not normally aggressive towards people. And it does not seem like he was going for the dog. It was just weird.
Well, here's the thing. It took off a large chunk of his thigh. It probably severed his femoral artery, which is probably why he bled to death. But I don't know that for sure. I just know that where the wound was. So it's just a guess on my part. However, I will say that the guy that identified it... Now, I looked for a sandpiper shark. And they don't call any kind of shark a sandpiper anymore. It looks like he might have been referring to the sand tiger shark.
Sand tigers don't seem all that aggressive, because I've seen multiple actually in an aquarium.
Yeah, sand tigers are not aggressive sharks. But they do strongly resemble bull sharks. And bull sharks are very aggressive. And I don't know how well a captain can make the identification from on a ship or a boat. How far above the water was he? How good a view did he get? Mm-hmm. We don't know. So let's move on to the next attack. 5 days later, on Thursday, July 6th, he was a bell captain, Charles Bruder, 28, was killed during an afternoon swim along the Jersey shore. According to the Matawan Historical Society, he was 28 years old. He was the bell captain at the Essex and Sussex Hotel, located in Spring Lake, New Jersey. He was supporting his mother, who still made her home in Lucerne, Switzerland. At 1:45 p.m., Charles took his usual lunchtime swim along with fellow employee Henry Nolan. By 2:15, he and Henry had joined their friends in the employee section of the beach. A strong swimmer, he ventured further into the surf and was attacked by a shark 130 yards from shore. Lifeguards Chris Anderson and Captain George Scott took a boat out to rescue him. Now, a lady who had been out in the surf and did not witness the attack said that there was a red canoe that had flipped over and only the bottom was up. That's how bloody he was. When they got there, Charles called out that he had been bitten by a shark. And indeed, when they got him in the boat, they noticed both legs had been severed below the knee.
Oh, Lord.
Charles passed away from severe blood loss before the boat made it to shore. He's buried in the Atlantic View Cemetery in Minnesota, New Jersey.
Rest in peace, buddy. Hope you have a good afterlife.
Now, several things happen at this point that aren't attacks, but they sort of combine to everything that's going on. On Saturday, July 8th, in Asbury Park, New Jersey, a shark is spotted just outside the swim ropes at an Asbury Park Hotel swimming area. So a lifeguard takes out a boat and beats the shark with an oar to drive it away.
Well, that's smart.
Okay. Nope. This is where I draw the line. Beep, beep. No. Okay, here's the thing. If you want the shark to get out, wait for it to get out on its own. You don't beat it with something, because that's a terrible idea. And if the shark wasn't already territorial, now it's gonna bite your legs off. Have fun getting done with that.
Weren't you listening to the last story? You already did that!
Now, witnesses described the shark as about 12 feet long. Shark sightings had increased along the mid-Atlantic coast following the attacks. On July 8th, armed motorboats patrolling the beach at Spring Creek chased an animal they thought to be a shark. And Asbury Park's Avenue Beach was closed after the lifeguard beat a 12-foot-long shark with an oar. Sharks were spotted near Bayonne, New Jersey, Rocky Point, New York, Bridgeport, Connecticut, Jacksonville, Florida, and Mobile, Alabama. And a columnist from Field and Stream captured a sandbar shark in the surf at Beach Haven. Actress Gertrude Hoffman was swimming at the Coney Island beach shortly after the Matawan fatalities when she claimed to have encountered a shark. The New York Times noted that Hoffman had the presence of mind to remember that she had read in the Times that a bather can scare away a shark by splashing, and she beat the water furiously. Hoffman was certain she was going to be devoured by the Jersey man-eater, but later admitted she was not sure whether she'd had her trouble for nothing that day, or whether she'd actually escaped death.
Better safe than sorry, but I think that was bad information, because don't sharks usually attack something that's floundering, not run away from it?
Yeah, if you're floundering. However, I should have looked it up. I didn't. But at some point in my life, I do remember splashing and beating at a shark's eyes and gills being something that you're told to do during an attack to get the shark to leave you alone.
Maybe it's the bubbles? Or it has something to do with the sound waves?
I don't know. I do not know at all, but I will say this. There's a comedian. He's passed now. By the name of, and give me a minute, Robert Schimmel. Schimmel. Yeah, he passed away some years ago.
My teacher's name is Miss Schimmel.
Interesting.
Anyway.
She's my science teacher.
But Robert Schimmel talks about being shark attacks in his act. And the one thing he says is, they tell you that if a shark is ever bothering you, and like Robert, I'm going to go, bothering? Yeah, I find it bothersome to get back to the beach with my torso snapped in half. But if a shark is bothering you, you're supposed to punch it. Punch it.
I have heard that. I think you're supposed to, punch it in the nose or something weird.
Well, what if the shark wasn't going to attack you?
Oh, I know. That's where I'm at with the dude who beat the shark with the paddle. It's like, if I wasn't going to eat you before, sucker.
Again, quoting Robert Schimmel, you punch the shark goes, hey, what was that? I thought you were going to attack me. Well, I'm going to now. I was going to let you go, but the other sharks are watching. Doesn't look good now.
Just be like, what are you? Ow, hey! Mother! No, get out of here!
So, the following week, 10-year-old Lester Stillwell was swimming in Matawan Creek. Also in New Jersey.
Creek?
A creek.
Okay.
I mean, some sharks are known to be in creeks.
Some sharks are known to be able to swim in fresh water. They have caught bull sharks as far north in the Mississippi River as Illinois.
I mean, sharks are in every ocean ever. So,
Lester suffered from tonic-clonic seizures. These days, they're more often called grand mal seizures due to epilepsy. At 6 a.m., he left for work with his father at the Anderson Basket Factory. He also worked with his friend Albert O'Hara, who they called Allie. Now, here's the thing. 1916, I didn't think kids were still working then. I know mid-1800s, some part of the early 1900s, children did work. Mm-hmm. But I thought by 1916, that, which was roughly World War I, that was over.
No, I don't think it ended until probably the 30s or 40s that they put those laws in effect.
Now, the attack happens at a place called the Wyckoff Dock, which is a fairly dilapidated section of dock in a deep section of the creek, popular for swimming with young boys in the area. Girls, for the most part, did not use it. Now, I couldn't find out why the girls didn't use it. I'm going to guess it's probably because the boys said, "You're a girl and you can't swim here, la, la, la." To which the girls said, "Fine, get eaten by a shark."
I mean, I already feel good about having less of a chance of being eaten by a shark because I'm a girl.
Now, that afternoon, it got to 96 degrees. The Coast Guard, who were patrolling the coast, had seen so many sharks at the shore that they said a fleet of cutters couldn't deal with them all.
Yummy.
Around 1:30 p.m. that afternoon, Captain Thomas Cottrell saw an 8-foot-long gray shape in the water near the drawbridge near Matawan Creek. He recognized it for a shark and called the local sheriff, who was also the local barber. The sheriff, however, didn't believe him and thought it was a prank because of the other two attacks.
You big dorko. Why would somebody joke about that? Just go see for yourself first. No? Oh, your logic is crap.
Cottrell saw some kids in the creek, and he managed to scare them out of it by telling them there was a shark. Then he went down the street screaming, "Shark, shark in the water, shark in the creek," as loud as he could. And this was met with people ignoring him in droves.
Oh my God.
Now,
just to roll back for a second, the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938 was the first official law on file to protect children and cause fair labor practices for children. It also restricted the hours that youth under 16 years of age can work and lists hazardous occupations as too dangerous for young workers to perform. So,
okay then.
There you go. Full 22 years before Child Labor Act went in.
Now, at that time, a motorboat with 3 boys, Harold Conover, Ralph Gall, and John Ticini, also saw the shark in the creek. At 1:45 p.m., Lester's dad, who knows nothing about any of this that's going on,
well, yeah,
tells his son, "It's really hot, and if you want to go swimming, you can't."
Oh, right.
Lester gets his friend Albert O'Hara, and they go to Wyckoff Dock to go swimming with some other friends. Charles Van Brunt, Johnson Cartan, whose parent owned Cartan's department store in Matawan, Frank Close, and Anthony Bublin. Now, at that point, at 2:05, Harold, Ralph, and John saw them swimming in the creek and warned them about the shark they saw. The boys thought the older boys were joking with them.
Well, of course.
And stayed in the creek.
Kids did.
Now, Lester was floating on top of the water in the deep section of the ocean. And Albert, at that point, felt something sandpapery graze his leg. Now, one thing I remember, when I was a kid, I was fascinated by sharks. I read everything about them. And one thing I remember reading as a kid is most sharks, their skin, if you rub it one way, is smooth. It's super sleek. You don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you rub it the other, you'll shred your hand on some sharks. I mean, it's so